What's up, guys? Fortune Voyager here, along with Karma. Today we're going to be doing some commentary over the top 4 match for the Solidarity Tournament that happened in Birmingham. This is going to be posted up on the Outer Rim Guys YouTube channel. We're just doing some kind of guest commentary for them, so very happy to be here. We were actually at this event, and you'll see us again pretty soon, actually on camera, so that'll be fun. It looks like first up we got Vu playing Luke Kit, and he was in basically the top of the tournament the entire day, completely undefeated. Luke Kit is disgusting for the amount of damage that it puts out. And it looks like he's going up against a Vader 7th Sister, which I actually fought round 5, if I remember correctly. And oh my god, both of these decks just like beat people in the face. So what do you think about these two so far?
I mean, so far it looks like they're already starting out pretty strong, especially, of course, Vader dropping a 3-cost weapon turn 1, being gross immediately. Having one copy of something and getting what you need turn 1 is pretty gross.
Yeah, I mean, of course, getting Maul Saber down turn 1 in a Solidarity deck, Vader, Saber, any of that good stuff is going to be horrible. So, Kit's rolled out. He rolled into, looks like a focus and a bunch of damage. Mm-hmm. Vader rolled out into a little bit of damage, a blank, and a resource, and then Luke rolled out into...
one shield and a blank.
Looks like a shield. So, pretty strong start from Vu already. Like I said earlier, both of these decks are basically just big beat sticks. They just punch you in the face until you die. So, really, I think that these matches are going to go pretty quick. It's just going to be whoever's beat stick is the more consistent.
Vader's usually tends to be a lot more consistent.
Vader tends to be pretty consistent, and Vader mixed with Nightsister is super consistent, because you just get to reroll his die for free.
Yeah, you just smack Nightsister around like everybody else does.
Yeah, I mean, she deserves it.
Poor Nightsister. I mean, he's already got 5 damage on Vader, so that's not bad for a turn 1.
5 damage on Vader, and the 1 from the action on Nightsister on her, so 6 damage turn 1. Vader's not done anything yet. Vu only does have Kit's die left out, which he can use for Kit's ability to block some damage.
Yeah, it looks like it's on the 3-for-1, which you can't pay for, so it's good for him to use Kit's
Vu
ability.
also just realized that he missed his shields from the start of the game, so they corrected that before a reroll from the Vader player.
That was a good catch before any damage was dealt, so...
Very good, yeah. Alright, so it looks like Vu discarded a reroll. He got a blank.
I would have left that.
I would have left the damage.
I would have left that for Vader to block damage.
I mean, I doubt Vader would have went after Kit first, especially with melee damage showing.
True.
But I mean, if you've got damage, at least in my personal opinion, if you've got damage, you may as well resolve it, especially when you're already ahead in the damage race for the turn.
Yeah. Luke's just harder to deal with, and I think that's why a lot of people go for him, because he doesn't show actual damage sides. He shows shield sides all the time, so a lot of times he's harder to get rid of to remove his dice.
So we get another reroll on Vader, which ended up on a 4-for-1 and a blank. With no resources, we get another reroll. This one's going to end up on 2 resources and...
the Maul Saber on the base 2 side.
Oof.
It's not bad.
Yep, so we got 5 damage dealt to Vader plus 1 to himself, and then 4 damage dealt to Luke, so... Vu is winning the damage race turn 1, but everyone knows that Vader can just completely overwrite that. Alright guys, so we had some type of...
technical glitch with the video.
Yeah, the video kind of skipped ahead here. It looks like we've gotten Torment down on Nightsister. We got an extra damage on her, probably coming from her ability. And it looks like Vader's taken, what, another 3 damage? Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Luke has been caught up in the damage race a little bit. He is sitting at 7 damage. Kit's still sitting at full health with 1 shield. It also looks like all of Vu's dice have been used or removed, and Vader still has 1 die plus Maul Saber out there on the board. We get a...
pitched a price of failure.
Yeah, that was a discard. Okay, so he discarded reroll, took 2 resources, so now he's starting out with 7 next turn.
7 resources. That's not what you want to see with Vader.
I don't think he would have the Vader's Fist, because well, I don't know if he would have played it that turn, because that would have used all of his resources, and if it had rolled out into a 3-for-1, it would have just been SOL. But
yeah,
if he's got a Vader's Fist, this is going to turn ugly real quick. So I do just want to say sorry real quick for that video glitch. Not sure what happened there. It is on the base video itself, so that kind of footage has just disappeared for us.
Alright, so
but alright, we're going into what looks like round 3.
Yeah, he's doing a lightsaber pull.
Alright.
It's actually using the lightsaber pull instead of pitching it.
we've got honestly a pretty even board state. The bigger weapon is down on the Vader side, but more
speed.
more dice were down on Vu's side, but we do get force speed coming down on Vader, which is just disgusting. I might have liked to have actually seen that on Nightsister, just because nobody's going to be targeting Nightsister first, and it just lets you roll her in and then resolve force speed to roll Vader in and resolve without getting mitigated.
Yeah.
But that might just be me. I don't know if that's actually a good thing or not. So Vader rolls in. He gets a focus on the force speed. It looks like 4 resources and plus damage on Maul Saber.
Looks like it's a +2 or +3. He's getting some big upgrades down, putting down, you got Rey's lightsaber, Shoto. I mean, it's not too far behind as far as catching up with having extra dice to put out extra damage.
Yeah, and he's technically ahead in the damage race too. Rey's lightsaber redeploys, so when Luke dies finally, that lightsaber is just going to go over to Kit, and he's just going to keep getting shields from Shoto too. So he's in a really good position right now. Alright, so what do we see? Did we just see a bunch of resources spent?
If he played it, I can't see where he played it. It must have been Vader's Fist. Yep.
Yep, that was
he
definitely
dropped
Vader's Fist.
He just dropped it. It's up in the top corner, so it's not visible on screen.
Alright, so how's Vu's going to respond here? It looks like we
By
lost.
taking it. Whatever he rolled. I feel like he rolled indirect.
Yeah, that's
it's hard
what it
to
was.
see.
So he locked Wolf Bond. It looks like he rolled into some melee and a blanks, and on Luke, we got the special on, what's that, Force Focus, Force Meditation?
Yeah. Well, it's on a shield.
I don't remember what it's called.
It's on a 1 shield.
Well, what's the upgrade called? You don't remember either? Okay.
It doesn't get played a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's not Force Meditation because that's a Legacies card.
But,
I think it's Force Focus.
Force Focus, I think that's it. Anyways, and then Luke looks like he rolled some shields and a melee on Rey's dice. Thinking over some options here, trying to decide what the best course of action would be.
I mean, he's got a potential for what? 5 damage? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to resolve the Luke shields, and then you have focus too.
It is probably okay. It looks like we're getting a Nightsister ability to reroll
The kit die.
the kit die, and it looks like it got into focus.
Double.
So we're going to
focus.
see even more damage coming out now. There's still 2 resources over on Vader's side, so if he's got any good mitigation in his hand, now would be the best time to use it. It is Solidarity, though, so you never know what they may have in their hand.
Yeah, you think a lot more about cards being pitched to reroll when you're playing with only 1 copy of everything.
Every single time you discard something, it's painful.
Yes. Which is why Nightsister is a really good choice here, because then you can just smack her around and reroll anyways.
True. It is only a single die, but sometimes that's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Reroll something into double focus, and then you're good to go.
Yep. Or accidentally roll your opponent into double focus, you know, like I just said.
we get another moment of long thought here because now he's in a really hard position.
I mean, he's got a Force Strike in his hand. He could turn to damage. Yeah, there we go. But the question is, do you want to resolve because you have the modifier on the Maul Saber is the question.
Force Strike turns Vader into the 4-for-1. He does have the resource for it. And he goes ahead and throws it down onto Luke.
See, I was wondering if he was going to do it.
So that should put Luke at 9 damage of, what's Luke have, 12 or 11?
He's 12.
12.
Oof.
And Vader goes down hard.
So no wonder that's why he had
He
a lot,
had to
he had
go
a lot
ahead
of
and
thoughts.
resolve
He had
it.
to figure out what he wanted to get.
Yeah.
Ooh. That's rough.
All right. So this is kind of the epitome of what's called a big little deck. Vader and Nightsister. Nightsister is not going to do anything on her own. Luke is low enough that if Vu doesn't shield him up, she could potentially take him out if he gets an upgrade down, but she's not going to be able to close the game out against loaded out Kit. So round 1 looks like it's going to be going to Vu and the Kit Luke deck.
Did he even do full use of the Vader's Fist? Because he claimed already.
I'm not sure. I didn't see it get rolled out or activated or
Yeah, I only
anything.
saw it when it got dropped and then rolled in, but...
Which, that's actually a really good point. Vader's Fist is like a character in and of itself, and that can make up any difference that's on the board. But I just don't personally think that Nightsister's enough to pull this one out.
No, because you have a fully healthy kit with 2 shields, so, I mean, that's hard to go through.
So it looks like we get the indirect side on the first activation of Vader's Fist. And no mitigation. Luke's just going to come right in. Gets a blank. What are the rest of those? Looks like shields and resources.
Shield, focus, and more shields. Looks like 2 shield, 1 shield, and focus.
There we go. And we get the focus down to get some more base side melee. He's definitely got the resources to pay for it. And a Force Illusion to buy Nightsister a little bit more time.
I'm going to give him credit to keep fighting it out.
Alright, now Kit comes in. Fist rolls back in with the power action.
Hits the disrupt.
Yeah, that's definitely not the side that you're wanting to see right now.
Yeah, because you can't stop all that.
And that's game. Alright, so we move on to round 2. So how do you think that that game played out? Do you think it could have gone a different way, or were there just too much melee damage coming out from Luke Kit?
Yeah, I think definitely on Luke Kit's side, he was rolling really good, rolling hot with damage, and the Vader was kind of just 2 damage here, some damage here, and then getting mitigated a lot. And I think that's the big thing, is the mitigation made a huge difference on who got to resolve their damage and who didn't.
Right. Yeah, the even there wasn't a ton of mitigation. I think just there were so many dice being played on Vu's side with Luke Kit that even if you had mitigation, unless it was blowout mitigation, just wasn't anything you could do about it. And then when you took your chance to reroll a Kit die and it rolls into double focus to give him lethal on Vader, it's you just got to kind of laugh at it, you know. Yeah. It happens.
Yeah, that's where Vader is. Either he's hit or miss. He either does really well and wins, or he does really poorly and just gets taken out. So that was one of those situations where he does really poorly and gets taken out.
Yeah. So, but it's Vader. All that he has to do is God roll twice, and he wins the game. So that might be what we see here in round 2. We'll just have to wait and see.
I just noticed his playmat.
What?
I can't unsee it.
What? Oh, his playmat? Yeah, I hope you all enjoy Vu's playmat.
Can't unsee it.
It's amazing.
Now I'm just like... Oh, can edit that out if you want.
Nope, it's there. Vu knows. Vu
his
knows
hand's
all
in the
about
perfect spot at least.
Right.
Censor
Censor
your playmat.
Right. So, do you think that there's like a clear favorite in this match, or do you think that Vader, like you were saying earlier, can just roll hot and win no matter what?
I don't know. It's hard to say because, like I said, it's an upside and a downside to Vader. This game, he could start out roll 4 for 1, and just smack a character for 8 damage immediately, and then it just completely changes which way everything's going. Yeah. So it's really hard to say, honestly.
My least favorite thing about playing against a Vader is that you can be in the lead the entire game and then suddenly you lose. It's just, like, that's just not a fun mechanic.
No, Vader, you got to go in ready to face Vader at his best and his worst, pretty much.
Alright, so we see the initial rollout. It looks like they're rolling out to choose the battlefield instead of the loser choosing, which is what you're supposed to do in the finals, but that's alright.
They might have not have thought about it.
It looks like Vu took the battlefield, so Vader gets 2 shields, which is pretty good. As was mentioned earlier, this is a big little deck. Nobody cares about Nightsister. As long as you can give more health for Vader, you're good to go.
Yep.
Alright, so speaking of Nightsister, she rolls out into a blank, earning her meat shield status. And we get an Ezra's lightsaber down on Vu's side. That's a really good turn 1 upgrade in my opinion.
Yeah, he has some really good 2-cost upgrades to get out, which is nice.
Vader does roll into the blank in the 4 for 1, and without having spent any resources this turn, he can easily pay for it. We do get a Loth Wolf Bond from Vu, so everything gets rolled in. What do we got there?
And so we got 1 shield, blank, and 2 melee.
Perfect.
So, I mean, that's 4 damage right there.
We do see the 4 damage from Vader coming in onto Luke. It's a pretty good call. Go ahead and get out the damage that you have before it gets mitigated.
And synchronicity.
Synchronicity
Very
is
nice.
disgusting. 2 unblockable damage right beneath those shields.
I don't know, would you play differently knowing that he had a price of failure in the deck now, since you've played through that first round? Maybe taking Nightsister out to stop the rerolls and
No, I don't think so. Not with a deck like Vu's, where it literally. So here's how Blue Hero plays. It you build up your board state for 2 or 3 turns, and then you smack your opponent in the face and kill them in one shot.
Yeah.
So Vu's not going to be doing a ton of damage to either character. Potentially not even enough to kill Nightsister unless Nightsister is just hitting herself at the same time.
Yeah.
So you may as well ping Vader while you can, and then just get that one blowout turn and finish him off. At least in my opinion.
No, I agree. I agree.
Alright, so what are we seeing now? We're seeing a resource being spent. It looks like a mislead to get rid of Kit's melee die.
Ever since Vader came around, Mislead has just kind of fallen to the wayside because it doesn't touch his dice. Hardly.
Yeah, but I mean, Vader using it's not bad.
No.
And in Solidarity, you kind of need the extra mitigation that doesn't get used normally because you can't play doubles of, so.
Yeah. It gives you an option like, well, I can play all these cards I never thought I would play.
Alright, so Vu resolves another, it looked like 4 damage to take away the 2 shields and put Vader at 4 damage total. We see a discard to reroll on the... Or no. What's that card
Played
called?
You Are My Friend.
You Are My Friend. You get to remove a die and turn a die.
Well, it lets you turn a character die to any side. If you have more blue cards in play than your opponent, you can remove it.
That's right.
But since they're both playing blue, that makes it more difficult to do the other half.
Right.
And currently, he would not be able to do it because he has more blue cards.
Has 3 out.
So, still not a bad play, though, to get some extra damage out.
Alright, we're moving on into the next round, and so far it looks pretty even.
Yeah, 6 and 6, so not bad.
Technically...
Oof. That's not a good roll, though.
Yeah, that's a pretty bad roll. So that's double blinks and what
and a focus. Mm-hmm.
At least he's got the focus, but I mean, Vader's rolling double blinks too, so...
There are blinks everywhere,
Kit rolls into a blink and a resource.
They want to restart restart that round.
Can we just go back from the top, guys? Alright, so Vader discards to reroll and gets a 4 for 1 and 2 shields. So that 4 for 1 is going to be pretty strong here.
Oh, all the money, though. All the money.
All the money. That'll put that'll put Luke at, 1 life, if I'm counting correctly?
It would put him at 10, so he would have 2.
But it looks like Fear and Deadman comes down, so that's pretty good.
Oof, that was very good.
Yeah, anytime that you can Fear and Deadman Vader's foreside, I mean...
Why not?
8 damage for 2 resources? Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. That kind of fits into where you talk about the value of a cost of a card being valued at its damage it puts out.
Yeah, so I personally, if I play a card, if it costs a resource, I need to get bare minimum 2 damage out of it. 3 damage, and that's pretty much an auto-include in my deck. So for Fear and Deadman to be 2 damage to get 8 out, it is far above my curve, so it's an obvious include in a deck like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's an obvious include in any Vader deck. Like, it has Vader on it, right? It's his like main card.
He has like the best sides for it, so.
God forbid if you go up against a 3-wide.
Oof. You're just gonna be like, nope.
Alright, so what's Vader on over there? Is that a 2 resource side? Or is that a shield?
2 shield.
2 shield. Shields aren't the worst choice right now, especially considering that he's at 8 damage.
Yeah.
He is ahead in the damage race this time. He doesn't have any upgrades down, but Vader doesn't need upgrades. I mean...
He's done what, 13 damage so far? 14?
3, 6, 9, 10, 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't count, guys. We were
well,
born
he
in
also
Alabama.
had 2 shields, so it's actually 15 damage.
Shields don't count. Speaking of shields, they got just knocked off of Vader, so that was a pretty good resolve. I assume that we're seeing a claim over there as we see Luke's lightning rod come down onto Kit.
Mm-hmm. Kit sees his friend struggling. He figured he'd help out.
Yeah, he had to play with Luke's lightning rod. Alright, so both players are drawing back up. We do see the... what's that card with Dooku's face on it?
Boundless Ambition?
Yeah, we do see a discard of that. And that's pretty much only in the deck to make up for your Price of Failure play.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he has it in his hand and probably doesn't have it. Hopefully he doesn't have it now because that would feel real bad. Vader does roll out. It looks like he grabs the resources and the 4 for 1 damage. So that 4 for 1 will be more than enough to finish Luke off, but we get a hidden motive to reroll and more sticks. And it gets removed. Alright, so
Got some. Oh, is he pitching it?
he's going to
Oh,
power action to
okay.
roll it back in. Alright, so he rolled back into damage, so that's still lethal showing on Luke. And we get an Overconfidence.
Nice.
Overconfidence could blow up here, but it
Nope.
doesn't. It looks like it gets a blank and
2
resources.
But he hasn't played a Vader's Fist yet, and God forbid you give him enough money to let him put it out.
Right. So Nightsister comes in. It looks like she got the damage.
Hey, looks
Only
like she got
one
the,
damage, right? Or is that 2?
I think that might be the 2.
Well, if that's the 2, then she's just earned her
She just earned her keep.
because she's about to kill Luke. So
Hey, she's like,
All right.
and he's gonna force it. It
Luke
looks like.
does roll in. Looks like he gets a blank
Yep.
and resources and shields, but that doesn't matter because he
Yep.
gets taken out,
He forced him to kill her, kill Luke with Nightsister.
which is a pretty good thing to go ahead and force so that you can get that redeploy over onto Kit before he activates.
Hey.
Alright, speaking of getting stuff onto Kit, the Ezra Saber that just redeployed, or no, not the Ezra Saber, the Luke's Lightning Rod just got overwritten for Dagger Immortus. Alright, and Kit comes out. Gets a pretty good bit of damage. There's no shields for Dagger Immortus to steal yet. No, that was last game. I was about to say it looks like he missed his Shoto trigger, but he didn't have it this game. So
Had the redeploys. Ooh,
see,
add
add
odds.
odds to get rid of the big
+3.
+3. Mm-hmm. And add odds goes back to the bottom of the deck. It's a great card for Solidarity. Great for anti-mill, and also it just gives you that 1 extra mitigation every turn if you get to the bottom of your deck.
Yeah, it keeps you in a game if you're at that point where it's gone that long and you are running out of cards. Might give you the upper hand.
We did see Nightsister activate to re-roll I think it was the Ezra Saber die. It rolled into some more damage and dropped it down onto Vader. And then it looks like Vu claimed to end the round.
Oh, he's got to have a Vader's Fist because he just angered.
Not necessarily. Could have Rise Again.
Oh,
and he discarded it.
No, he played
used
it. He
Okay,
played
I
it.
thought it was still because he
No,
hadn't
no, no,
activated
no.
his character. I thought it was still the last round.
No, he claimed, so he just
Look
took
at
his
that
advantage
call,
at
though.
the end of
I
the
literally
round.
just said
Very
that
nice.
before he played it. Look at that.
My head just immediately went to the Vader's Fist because it's Vader and
Right.
all the money.
Right.
But that was a good call.
Rise
too.
Again into Maul Saber, which he discarded, I believe, at the very close to the start of the.
I mean, if he had a
round.
price of failure right now, though, just
That would be ridiculous.
shoot for it. It would have been a beautiful combo, honestly.
And he does still have 2 resources, it looks like, after Rise Again, so he is good to resolve all of his dice.
Well, that's the start of the new turn, so he had 5 and they start over. Now they got 2 again, so
Yeah.
he played at the end of the turn.
I thought he only had. I might have miscounted his resources. I thought he only had 4. And
He had
then was
4.
going
He
into
played
5.
Anger to ping a damage to Nightsister to get the other resource because Anger ping a
Okay,
damage.
gotcha. I thought Anger put him at 4, so that was just me miscounting. So that's why I thought that we were still in the last round, because we were.
When I saw the
Yeah.
Anger play, I was like, I thought it was going to be Vader's Fist.
Yeah. All right. So that's me not knowing anything. We
Nope,
do
you're
see
good.
Kit come in. All right. So what order we got there? We've got a focus, a special, another
More
focus, and 2 damage.
Yep. So a lot of focus. Ooh. I like modified damage, but sometimes you never know. Sometimes it's better to keep base sides, just because. Like that.
Yeah, and it looks
Force
like
him
he
to reroll.
Nightsistered to reroll into a blank.
So if he'd kept base damage,
I mean, he could have legacies.
He could,
He doesn't look
but
like he
he'd
does,
only
though.
have 1 though. So the
And
odds of
he-
having it in his hand.
Discarded to reroll. He got the base damage sign. So do you Nightsister again?
I think I would. I mean, you got yourself in a better place with Vader.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's
He's
going
going
to,
to.
though. He activates Vader, gets a blank, 2 resources, and a blank.
Oof.
So the special gets dropped down, dealing 2 damage to Vader. Puts him back up to 7. And now Nightsister is going to come in. And looks like she got a Disrupt.
Yep.
Pacify
Ooh.
is going to get rid of that Vader die and give him 2 shields. So do we see a power action now to throw that die back out there? I'd almost imagine him, yes, obviously. I guess it really depends on how many cards are left in his hand, though. Doesn't look like it.
Nope, he's gonna,
Looks like he's going to
use
go ahead and
Nightsister.
Nightsister. Yeah. And
Right
didn't work
back
out for
into
him. Went right back into, I think that's more damage.
It's like, I think it's a 2 and then plus 3, so it's 5 damage.
Alright, so that's obviously going into Vader, because that would be 4 wasted damage into Nightsister.
Yeah, it would put Vader at 10, so. I mean, honestly, I think I'd resolve it. He's got 3 cards in hand, so he has 2 resources, so he can mitigate if he still needed to.
Right.
If he has anything.
Alright, so there's the damage going into Vader, putting him at 10, and this game is still on, because, I mean, Vader's only at 5 health.
And he steals a shield, so actually it puts him at 11. Forgot about the dagger.
So 4 health plus 1 from Nightsister, so 5 health total on his team. And then Kit's over there just trucking along.
I mean, disrupting resource isn't terrible. You could have Beguile or something like that he may want to try.
Right.
May not necessarily be worth it, but
so
power action for a resource. Freaking feed.
Nightsister goes down.
Yep. Oh, price of failure. Ooh.
He's going to have to discard to reroll those dice, though, right?
Yes. Yeah. No, you got to. That'd be a waste if you didn't.
Into a blank and more resources, it looks like, or is those shields?
That's resources.
Resources.
Yeah. I mean, he still has 3 cards. I'd almost say try to get them all saber on something else again. Maybe. I don't know what you're going to get good. Oof.
Alright, so Vader rolls into a blank, and the other die into a...
Resource.
Yeah, I would have honestly just left Vader on the resource and taken it, but at this point you're trying to catch up in the damage race, so it's understandable. At this point, take the resources?
No. Oh my gosh. Those on shields.
No.
I think I would have just taken them and re-rolled him back out and left the Vader, the Maul die out.
Yeah.
Because you have a chance of rolling back into damage.
Right.
You pitched
and
all his cards.
you can also like get Maul Saber's die back out there.
Yeah. If you deal some damage, you can ping the shield off and then actually roll it back in with a resource.
What? Oh wow. It looks like he just claimed and didn't roll Vader back out or resolve his die.
Oof.
Well, all right then. Or it looks like he passed because I think Vu has the first action here. No? Did he? He must have mistakenly rolled out. So Vader rolls in, gets the plus damage, gets some damage on Vader's die along with some resources, but at odds gets rid of Vader's die.
So it was on the 3, which is very nice. Getting the 1 at odds you got.
And then we power action it back out. And then Way of the Light to get rid of it again.
Oh, man.
Alright, so I think Vu's pretty much got this in the bag at this point. He's only got 4 damage he's got left to do. Vader's still got Vader's die and Maul's die out there, so that's 8 damage total that he can do this turn. So 7, 8, 9, 10. I think Kit has, 11 health?
Mm-hmm.
So unless he has some damage from hand, he can't kill Kit this
And he
turn.
just rolled all the melee he needed, so...
Alright, let's see if there's any type of response. He does have 4 resources, so he's got plenty of ability to stop stuff from happening.
Yep.
Doesn't look like it, though. He goes ahead and resolves the damage that he has. And I think that's lethal showing on Vu's side, so they're just playing it out.
Oh, yeah, he's got more than lethal. Put him at
And there
9,
you go.
though. That's not bad. I mean, he was 2 damage away
Right.
from getting that game.
So there's that. It came super close round 2. Round 1 was a little bit of a blowout. But what do you think? Do you think that just kind of shows what Blue Hero can do? Or do you think Vader just got kind of unlucky there?
I definitely feel there was some bad luck on the Vader player's side. He definitely had some struggles with rolls. But Blue Hero in general is just... When they get going, they get going. They're just super good. They've always been strong though the whole time for like the game itself. They get a lot of advantages for strength, just not money.
Right, just no money whatsoever. Alright, guys, that was the 2-0 round of the top 4 at the Solidarity Tournament in Birmingham. Once again, this video is going up on the Outer Rim Smugglers YouTube channel, as you already know because you're here watching it. So if you liked mine and Karma's commentary, go and check us out over at Jackalmen Games on YouTube. You can also check us out on our website, jackalmengames.com, and on just about anything under the same name. So.
Yep, we have podcasts, we have videos that we put up, and everything else. So.
All right, we hope to see you all over there, and until then, we'll see you all next time.